Are You Dating? Are You Dating? By Lady of the Snails on AO3. Chapter 5. When Katsuki grabbed his phone to turn off his alarm the next morning, he came face to face with more notifications than he had ever gotten. All from the stupid fucking Twitter account. What the hell? Deciding he was too tired for whatever that shit was this early in the morning, Katsuki just rolled out of bed and went to get dressed, yanking back the curtains as he did and making Deku grumble from underneath his pile of blankets. The dumb fuck probably stayed up too late working again. For good measure, and also because he liked it, Katsuki grabbed the pillow he'd thrown last night off the floor and chucked it into Deku's head. Kacchan! Deku groaned, shoving the pillow off his face and sitting up with what was perhaps the cutest glare Katsuki had ever seen. Katsuki wanted to squish his face, or something. God, he sucked at this. Morning, dumbass, Katsuki greeted, pulling his tank top over his head and then grabbing his phone off the dresser and heading out of their room. He went to grab himself some leftover miso soup from the fridge, only for his damn phone to buzz again. Alright, fine. What the hell was going on there? The first thing he noticed was his new 4,000 and something followers. Then the countless number of direct messages. What in the actual fuck? Thoroughly confused, Katsuki clicked on the notification tab, finding that his singular tweet, that had pretty much zero content, had somehow blown up. Most of the replies were... He felt his stomach lurch a bit, with sudden dread. Most of the replies seemed to be under the impression that he was Kacchan. He fucked up. He really fucked up. How in the hell did this even happen? Katsuki navigated his way back to the conversation he'd been having last night with the extra, assuming that had to be where this all had started because he'd literally done nothing else. No. At Dynamite. Replying to at Freckle Deku. Image. Multiple pictures of Deku doing different things. Great Explosion Murder Max at Freckle Deku, replying to at Dynamite. Okay, I've never seen that third one. You win! Where did you even find that? Oh, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck! He thought. He only posted pictures Deku had posted too. Shit. This was bad. This was very, very bad. Great Explosion Murder Max at Freckle Deku, replying to at Dynamite. Okay, wait, seriously? Where did you get the third one? Because Deku only posts so many pictures of himself, not with his friends. Katsuki clicked on the extra's profile and found that his theory was correct. They posted a damn photo, a picture of Deku in heart sunglasses and floral button down he found in a shitty thrift store, holding up a peace sign, and obviously on the verge of laughter, and captioned it asking their 1,000-something followers if they've ever seen it. Someone asked where they got it. Everyone remembered Kacchan was the one who took most of Deku's pictures, thanks to Deku apparently mentioning that before. And then things blew themselves out of proportion, thanks to a bunch of fucking Todoroki and their conspiracies. In short, Katsuki had fucked up. Kacchan? Kacchan whirled around the second Izuku said his name, eyes wide and looking almost defensive about something, which might have been the phone he was literally hiding behind his back. Izuku frowned at him, still rubbing the sleep from his eyes. Are you okay? Why the fuck wouldn't I be? Kacchan snapped, almost robotically if Izuku thought Kacchan had any capability of being truly awkward. I don't know. Izuku shrugged, furrowing his brows. You tell me. Kacchan glared at him, the "are you seriously sassing me right now" kind, then huffed. I'm fine. Okay then? Izuku concealed, making his way into the kitchen and hip-checking Kacchan out of the way to get to the fridge. Kacchan elbowed his shoulder in retribution, making him laugh. You stayed up too late again. Kacchan said, not a question. Izuku smiled at him sheepishly. Not that late. I was only up for an hour or so? He admitted, feeling himself blush a bit because part of the reason it had taken so long to get his work done was that he kept getting distracted thinking about his moment with Kacchan last night. He had thought about kissing him again, but like actually kissing him, which was a lot. Kacchan flicked his forehead. That's for being dumb. Izuku pouted at him, rubbing the spot on his forehead a bit as he grabbed a slice of bread from the fridge. Rude. You deserve it, Kacchan said, taking a bowl of miso soup out of the microwave, then moving to sit in the kitchen counter and looking back at his phone. His expression made Izuku slightly concerned, but he figured it was something about school and decided to let him be. He could always ask him about it later when he wasn't as stressed. Maybe whatever it was would fix itself by evening? Izuku actually got to class on time that day and spent his day doing his best to listen to his professor drone on about behavior of human beings and pattern of speech processing rather than following passing daydreams of romantic beach picnics with Kacchan or more kissing. He wasn't doing a very good job, though, seeing as one of his classmates asked him if he was sick because his cheeks were so red. So, that was great. About halfway through his fourth and final class of the day, Izuku got a text from Todoroki asking if he could meet for coffee in an hour or so. Thinking his friend must have finally got a short break from his busy schedule as of late, Izuku happily agreed, and walked to the coffee shop a few blocks away from campus after his class let out. He found Todoroki hiding in the back corner of the place, away from most of the windows, but not from prying eyes and dramatic glances from other patrons. Hey, Izuku greeted, taking the seat across from him. I ordered your usual thing. Todoroki responded, pushing a cup of coffee across the table. I hope that's all right. Oh, thank you very much. Izuku smiled, taking the drink and taking a sip. I see you got a break, finally. How's the new movie going? Fine, Todoroki answered with a bit of a shrug. I think I made a new friend. He took a sip of his tea. Her name is Kami, and she's a little strange, but she's nice. I think I've heard of her, Izuku mused. She played the main character in Illusion, right? Probably, Todoroki said, then sat up straighter in his chair and fixed Izuku with a very serious look that made him more than slightly nervous. Sorry, Midoriya, but there was actually something I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, Izuku said, wondering what in the world he could be thinking of. Go ahead. I wanted to apologize. Todoroki continued, with the sincerity only he could have. Izuku was only more confused. A while ago you requested that I not tell Bakugo about... He trailed off, glancing around the cafe and making a few patrons quickly duck their heads and pretend they weren't staring or trying to eavesdrop. Izuku sighed in annoyance. Well, the dating thing. Izuku's eyes went wide as his heart skipped a beat. Yeah? Well, yesterday evening, I was over at Mina's home and we convinced Bakugo to go on Twitter. Todoroki said, cringing the slightest bit. And then Mina told him to look up his nickname and he saw things. He what? I'm very sorry for breaking your trust. Todoroki continued, bowing his head slightly. I should have stopped them. Oh, Izuku said, then shook his head to come back to himself. Oh, no, Todoroki, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Kacchan can do what he wants, so that wasn't your fault. You still look worried. Izuku sighed, tapping the top of his coffee cup. He was acting a little weird yesterday and this morning. His heart dropped as a depressing thought came into his head. Oh, shoot, he's probably grossed out by the idea. Of course, Kacchan would be weirded out by people thinking he's dating Izuku. It was weird. I wouldn't say that, Todoroki commented, coolly with a sip of his tea, making Izuku look up confused. He seemed more surprised than anything. He took another sip, then mumbled, or blustered. Izuku blinked at him, feeling like he had been slapped across the face with a raw fish. What? He squeaked. Was Todoroki on Ochako's side? I do not wish to breach the privacy of another friend, Todoroki said, effectively sidestepping the question. I would only warn you to not put words into Bakugo's mouth. He doesn't seem the type to take kindly to that. Once again, Izuku found himself with no clue as to how to respond. Todoroki didn't seem bothered by his silence at all, continuing to drink his tea, and waving at a little boy in line at the counter who had been staring at them. The problem was that Todoroki was right. Kacchan hated it when people said things for him or assumed things about him. Izuku knew that, but that couldn't mean anything. Well, maybe it did. But what was he supposed to do? Ask Kacchan if he liked him back or not? He'd rather fight all for one with his bare fist than do something that risky. Besides, he had a slightly bigger, more immediate issue to deal with. Do you think he's mad at me? Izuku asked, after a bit of silence. For, not telling him. I'm pretty sure you can tell when Bakugo is mad. Todoroki deadpanned, and Izuku laughed sheepishly. Right. He smiled a bit. I should probably say something to him about it, though? Probably. Todoroki agreed, then looked at Izuku for a second, almost analyzing him. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. You're very close. Something like this isn't strong enough to do anything. Izuku smiled at him for real that time. A recognition of his and Kacchan's bond always did that to him. Thank you, Todoroki. He grabbed his coffee cup again. Anyways, tell me about your new friend Kami. You say that like I'm your preschool son. He grew up so fast. Todoroki had to leave after an hour or so to get back on set, paying the bill before Izuku could argue and giving him a cryptic look before getting into his car and driving off. After walking home, Izuku still had some time before his plan to start a stream, and decided to check his phone for any important notifications he muted before settling himself to work on school. He opened his Twitter to more direct message notifications than he'd ever gotten, possibly more than the time his Wi-Fi had cut out mid-scream while he was playing a horror game Kacchan had triple dog dared him to try. There were thousands this time, literally thousands. Starting to feel a little panicked and desperately hoping nothing terrible had happened, he clicked on a random one and read through. The only content of the message were, in all caps, "Is this Kacchan?" along with a screenshot of an account by the username Dynamite. No profile picture, 0 following, and over 5,000 followers. The display name was just plain no. Izuku frowned, clicking through a few more messages to find more or less the exact same situation from nearly every single person. Finally, he found one with a bit more explanation to it. Luca. People think that the account at Dynamite is actually Kacchan because of one of the pictures he posted. Is that true? This is the picture. Luca. Image. A picture of Izuku wearing heart-shaped sunglasses and a floral shirt, grinning at the camera with his hands held up in a peace sign. Luca. Sorry about the spam, I'm sure you're getting, lol. Izuku opened the picture and frowned deeper, furrowing his brows. Why would that make people think this user was Kacchan? There were hundreds of random pictures of him online. But he did have to admit he wouldn't have ever thought of posting this one himself, saying as if he looked like he was about to burst out laughing, and it was slightly embarrassing. It must have been from one of his friends, then. It surely didn't make this random person secretly Kacchan. Out of curiosity, Izuku decided to take a look at Dynamite's profile to search for any other clues to why people would connect this account to his roommate. But there was literally only one tweet on the account, albeit a popular one, that simply read, "Okay, yeah, fuck. We've got a thing for Deku." Izuku felt his face flush, but this was just another random person on the internet. Under the reply tabs, @Dynamite had briefly argued with another random user over Izuku himself, which was certainly not helping his flustered situation, and posted a few pictures of him. All in all, it wasn't anything Izuku hadn't seen before, so what was the big deal? Kacchan hated social media with a passion. He didn't have any accounts on it anyways. Again, feeling curious, Izuku went back to @Dynamite's main profile, and discovered that the account was only made sometime in the past month. The singular tweet was from last night. The person hadn't been on this account for long. And Todoroki did say Kacchan had looked through Twitter yesterday. No, that was crazy. Kacchan had probably just used Mina or Todoroki's account, not made a new one of his own. That dynamite was not Kacchan. Probably. No, definitely, don't be stupid, Izuku. But because he was a masochist idiot, Izuku spent the next far too many minutes scrolling through his direct messages and mentions for further reasoning to the dynamite is Kacchan theory. He learned that apparently the photo had never been posted before, which was a reasoning that only served to make him wonder exactly how close these people followed him. How in the world could they know for sure he or one of his friends had never posted that image? Things only got worse when he found that Kacchan was trending on Twitter thanks to Ochako's text message. Have you seen this yet? Kinda? I'm very confused, Ochako. They think they found Kacchan on Twitter, but he doesn't have Twitter, so why? Oh. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, just maybe talk to Bakugo? Communication is key, remember? Izuku sighed. She was right. But now, how the hell was he supposed to bring this up when he'd been hiding this kind of stuff from Kacchan for the past 5 years? The door opened before he got a chance to think it through. Oh shit, he's home. Help. Talk to him. No. I can't do that. Do it. I'm turning my phone off now. Ochako? Ochako, come back. You're the worst. Deku, what the fuck is wrong with you? Kacchan said, interrupting him mid-panic. Izuku shot up straighter in his seat at the kitchen counter and slammed his phone down a little too harshly. Kacchan gave him a look of slight concern. Nothing? Izuku nearly yelped, then lowered his voice to a sane level. Nothing at all. Everything is A-okay. All good here. Kacchan kept staring at him. No problems. Everything is cut it out. Yes. Now, take a fucking deep breath, Deku. Kacchan ordered, hanging his school bag on the wall hook and making his way over to the counter, leaning on it on the opposite side of Izuku. Izuku contemplated, taking in a few slow, deep breaths to calm his racing heart and keeping his head in order. What's the damn problem? Izuku took one more deep breath, mostly to stall, trying to figure out what exactly he wanted to bring up first. So, I talked to Todoroki today, and he told me that you found out about the whole... He cleared his throat, awkwardly, unable to meet Kacchan's eyes. Come on, Izuku. The shipping stuff of you and me. He finally mustered the courage to glance up and was surprised to find Kacchan looking relieved, of all things. I guess I just wanted to say sorry, he continued, because, I never told you about that even though it involved you. Oh, was all Kacchan said in response, which only made Izuku more nervous. I didn't say anything because I had no idea how to bring it up, really. He started to ramble. Because, that kind of thing is a kind of awkward. That people think yeah, I just don't know how to bring that up. And, oh gosh, I'm embarrassed about it now. I should have just told you the first time, and we probably would have left at it then, and then Deku. It would have been nothing, probably. Izuku blurted right over him. Why would it be anything? It's not like we actually are. Nor do we want to be, so it's nothing. Nothing at all. Not a big deal. We're cool. Totally. He cut himself off when he caught sight of Kacchan's expression again. He didn't look weirded out or even mildly annoyed like Izuku would have expected. In fact, given Izuku's long life of figuring out Kacchan's feelings from his expression and body language, he looked disappointed. Hurt, even. About what? Are you okay? I'm really sorry about... Deku, shut up. Kacchan interrupted, making Izuku snap his mouth closed as he fiddled nervously with his hands. It's whatever. Why did he sound so sad? Was there anything else you wanted to say, or can I get to my fucking work? Now he sounded mad, but Izuku would rather get this all over with right now than draw it out for later. Uh, there was actually one more thing, actually. He started, tapping his fingers nervously over his phone case and jiggling his leg under the counter. Because I figured you should know about this stuff now. You're kind of trending on Twitter today. Izuku got absolutely zero reaction from that, which served to make his heart race faster because something was definitely wrong. It's not a big deal, just some people found an account and they think it's you. He laughed, awkward and strained, which is crazy because you don't have social media. Yeah, just people being weird. Kacchan stayed quiet, staring at Izuku with those red eyes, like firelight reflecting over a blazing smoke, an almost vulnerable look. A resigned look, but that wasn't right. Kacchan didn't just give up on stuff. And what was he even giving up on? Kacchan, something's wrong? Izuku finally said, I can tell something's wrong. What is wrong? Did I do something? Kacchan tapped his fingers against the counter, just once, then averted his eyes and started to stand. I'll get over it. Izuku blinked at him in surprise, also standing. Get over what? Kacchan didn't answer. Kacchan, please talk to me. What did I do? He racked a hand through his hair, feeling tears prickling at his eyes as the words spilled out, desperate for any solution to a problem he didn't understand. I promise I never meant to lie to you, and I'll never do it again. Or is the account? I can make a statement saying it's not you. It's just a joke. Or I can tell everyone that we're not dating if that's what's bothering you. Deku, stop. No! Izuku yelled, fully crying now. No, I'm not gonna stop because you're mad at me and I don't know and I'm trying to fix this, but I don't know what I did wrong. I never meant for this stuff to happen. I'm doing my best here, but I can't. You can't do this to me again. He sniffled, loudly. Don't push me away and not tell me why, Kacchan. I deserve to know why. Fucking hell, Deku. Kacchan yelled, slamming something down on the table. Shut your damn mouth already. This is my fuck up, not yours. Izuku froze, meeting Kacchan's crimson eyes, as his friend sighed. Just look at the fucking photo, and then yell at me all you want. I don't care, but I'm not leaving unless you want me to, alright? Stuck around your dumb ass too long for that. Izuku, now thoroughly confused, but incredibly touched, wiped his tears with his sleeve of his t-shirt and looked down at what Kacchan had pulled in front of him, which happened to be his phone, opened a Twitter account. Kacchan's Twitter account, with the username @Dynamite, meaning A, Kacchan was at Dynamite, B, Kacchan was into him, and C, Izuku had essentially just rejected him without the middle step of confession, also known as screwing up badly. Deku. Kacchan said, making Izuku realize he had been sitting there, staring at his phone in shock for who knows how long. Izuku started, glancing at him and trying to form any coherent thoughts through all the screaming in his head. It was actually you? What does it fucking look like, idiot? Kacchan glowed. It looks like you're Dynamite. Izuku said. Kacchan gave him a look, and he cleared his throat nervously. You're Dynamite. Right. Got it. He furrowed his brows. Wow, I can't believe people actually guessed that. It's a little creepy, honestly. Deku. Izuku stood up a little straighter and remembered he should be saying something very different right about now. Yep, sorry, this is just... Did you... He pointed at his phone screen awkwardly. Did you happen to actually mean it? Kacchan drew in a breath, glaring at him. Yeah. Oh! Izuku squeaked, suddenly feeling faint. I think I'm gonna sit down for a second, he announced quietly, dropping into his seat on the counter and staring into space. This was not real. This couldn't be real. I don't think Kacchan knows any other Dekus, though. What? Whoops, he said it aloud. Sorry, he managed. Sorry, I'm not asleep, am I? He pinched himself to make sure and found that it very much did hurt. Nope, not asleep. What the fuck is wrong with you? Kacchan frowned. Aren't you gonna, I don't know, leave? Izuku blinked at him dumbly, feeling as if his brain was in a haze. Why would I leave? Kacchan looked at him like he was a total dunce, which was nothing new. Because I told the entire fucking internet that I have a fucking thing for you? Hearing him say it out loud was like getting his head dunked in ice-cold water. A complete shock to his system that confirmed for the 1,000th time that this was actually happening. You have a crush on me, he breathed. Kacchan growled in frustration, popping his elbows up on the table and running his hands through his hair aggressively. For the last fucking time, yes! God damn it, could you be drawing this rejection any fucking longer, you asshole? Finally, reality came back to him like a bullet train going through the speed limit, and Izuku jumped out of his seat so fast he nearly fell over. No! He yelped, waving his hands around like a crazy person. No, this isn't. I'm not. Kacchan glared at him harder while Izuku struggled to form actual words, using his hands to chaotically motion back and forth between the two of them. Me too. He was a disaster who belonged in a dumpster. What in the world was that? And good news, Kacchan no longer looked seconds away from strangling him. Now he just looked confused out of his mind. Well done, Izuku. Sucking in one last deep breath, Izuku clasped his hands together in front of him and exhaled strongly. What I'm trying to say, Kacchan, is that I feel the same feelings as you. I also have the... Was it like 100 degrees in this apartment? The romantic notions. Those. Kacchan stared at him, stunned, silent, and Izuku buried his red-hot face in his hand. If there is any god listening now, this would be a great time to smite me, he murmured. I am the worst. That was the worst. Let me shrivel up and die. Oh my god. After way too many seconds of nothing, Izuku peeked out from between his fingers to find Kacchan still staring at him like he had grown a second head, his ears painted bright red under his ash blonde hair. Kacchan? I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do right now, Kacchan admitted, which was rare enough of a statement that it made Izuku almost laugh, which, of course, Kacchan noticed, earning Izuku a glare. Sorry, Izuku snorted, covering his mouth as more laughter bubbled up, mostly thanks to the nerves. I think I'm going crazy, he snorted again, sinking in his knees as he covered his face with his hands. Oh my god, what is happening? I have no fucking idea. Now, why are you on the ground? I don't know, Izuku said, his voice pitched way too high as he let out another laugh. Help? Okay, something is seriously wrong with you, Kacchan grumbled, suddenly grabbing his arm and dragging him to his feet. Izuku just let him, fighting his balance again and then freezing, when he glanced up to meet Kacchan's eyes and realized he was still being held onto. Kacchan's cheeks were now pink too, and Izuku couldn't help but think it was adorable. I have no idea what to do either, he said, grinning at Kacchan, and feeling like that time, as a kid, he'd taken a shot of Auntie's whiskey and almost broke a vase. Why are you looking at me like that? Like what? Like that? Kacchan repeated, narrowing his eyes at Izuku. That just made Izuku start laughing again. Then Kacchan shook him back and forth, which made him laugh harder, and without another thought, he launched towards Kacchan and squeezed him into a hug. "'Cause I like you?" Izuku said, muffled into Kacchan's shirt. Then he pulled back a bit to look at him. Shark red eyes, sharp nose, spiky ash blonde bangs, and a look of someone without a smidgen of an idea about what to do with themselves. He made Kacchan look like that. He made Kacchan feel like that. Once again, barely thinking, Izuku slid his arms out in front of Kacchan and placed them on his cheek instead. Can I kiss you? He breathed, then immediately froze up. I mean, shoot, that's a little fast. Sorry, I thought I was gonna say something else. Okay. Izuku's heart just straight up stopped beating. What? He managed, little more than a whisper. Kacchan smirked at him. I said, okay. And then he was being kissed. By Kacchan. Kacchan was kissing him. Holy shit, Kacchan was kissing him! Izuku's brain rebooted, just in time to stop Kacchan from pulling back, quickly sliding his hands from his cheeks to around his neck. Kacchan's hands settled on his waist. His lips were so soft. Izuku suddenly felt like he was going to fall down at any second. Oh boy, lots of things happening. He broke away after a few seconds, but didn't even think about letting go, both because he might collapse the second he did, and because he really did not want to. He never wanted to let go of Kacchan again. This was the best thing that had ever happened to him, including that time the real-life actor for All Might shook his hand. Well, maybe it was tied with that. Seriously? I'm tied with All Might? Kacchan said, making Izuku realize he must have been murmuring his thought. Making Izuku realize he must have been murmuring his train of thoughts this entire time. He smiled at him, raising a brow with a shrug. It was All Might, Kacchan. Well, Katsuki started, leaning in and grabbing Izuku's chin lightly. You always used to say I was better than him. Izuku hummed, full on staring at Kacchan's lips instead of his eyes. You could always try to convince me. Easy. I have to get the paper note out of the trash because I accidentally threw it in the trash and now I have to go through all these other paper notes and I don't know which one it is. So I'm hoping it's this one. I think it's this one. It is this one. Alright, it's all crinkled up. Let's see if I could hear it. I don't know why I crinkled it up and then threw it away. I wasn't done. I don't know. Okay, don't ask me. Alright, so what? Oh, Kacchan. Right. Yeah, no, he fucked up. He fucked up. But it went great in the end. We already know what happened in the end. What if I get shipped? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I was thinking, right? Because this whole thing is making me think, oh, shipping. I remember I got shipped by my friend once. I remember there was a fanfic written about me. So if you guys think, like, oh, like, I know there was someone who joked about it in, what's it called? In Discord, it's like, I'm gonna write a fanfic about you. And I'm like, haha, funny, have fun doing that, right? If you think you're the first person, you're not. I've had a fanfic written about me where it was shipping me with one of my friends. So, yeah, no, don't think this is the first time I've been shipped with a friend. It's not the first time. Which, it was very interesting. It was very interesting. Me and Cielo, we already been talking about it where it's like, Cielo's like, maybe we should read it, like, on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, maybe we should. It would be funny. But yeah, you can't, you can't do this to me again. Oh, yes, that line, the whole, you can't do this to me again line. That line really hit hard. I really love that line. It gives us so much intel without telling us, right? It's like show, don't tell, so it shows us, okay, so this has happened again. Bakugo has pushed Izuku away in the past. And clearly this is really hurtful for Izuku because probably this put a strain into their friendship and stuff like that, so it's understandable why Izuku would react this way, right? And it shows us a lot about their friendship without outright telling us. When we were in blank, we had a really strained relationship, and instead we get this really emotional of like, don't do this again. You can't keep pushing me. Like, you can't just push me away again, right? Like, which is like way more impactful than if somebody just straight up told you they used to have a strained relationship, right? Or a strained friendship, right? Because now you actually see it, you actually feel it, you're actually like, you believe it. It's more believable and it doesn't baby the reader. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm reading, like being babied. I hate it so much. So, Lady of the Snails, I really like your writing style, and I really like that part and aspect of it. It really struck me. I'm like, oh, I love this. Confessions. Are you guys as like, what's it called? As awkward as, why did I throw it away again? I still need it. Are you guys as awkward as I ripped it? God damn, I'm abusing this thing. I'm abusing this thing so much. Are you guys as awkward as Izuku when confessing? I know I'm not, but then again, I've never confessed. I don't think I've ever confessed in person. Like, told someone face to face. No, I did it once. Oh, but that doesn't count. I wasn't actually like, I didn't actually like them. But like, confession, I've never like done it like face to face. Like, it's always either been via text or, there was 2 times via text, but the rest of the time it was like a letter. I would write a whole letter to the person, and then I would, give them the letter, and hope I wouldn't get rejected. And I've only ever been rejected once. You heard me. I've only ever been rejected once. Yep. I really wish I was rejected more, because some of the people that didn't reject me should have rejected me, because, no, I should have rejected them. Right, oh my god, for the most part, the reason why I haven't really confessed to people in front is because people confess to me. I don't confess to them. What? You do the hard work, not me, No, but, I can be quite bold if I want to be. On my good days. Look, I read fanfiction too much, and I read love books and romance genre. Like, romance genre is my favorite. I'm a helpless romantic. You really think I'm not gonna be bold? Like, I remember somebody for Valentine's Day got me like a heart Valentine's, and I'm like, oh, thanks. And they're like, weren't you like flustered or something? I'm like, flirting with you, right? And I'm just like, it's a paper heart that just says you're cute with a heart. What? Like, dude, you want me to get flustered? I want you to put the time, even just giving me a chocolate that is my favorite and saying, hey, here, because this is your favorite chocolate. My favorite chocolate? Like, it doesn't even have to be a big grand gesture. It's just like something super small. Or like, hey, literally on Valentine's Day, someone could come up to me and just be like, or like one of my friends, obviously, right? Or because, otherwise it's like, right? Hey, so there's this Shindeku fanfic. You're really obsessed with Shindeku right now. It's a Shindeku fanfic, and here, why did these are just audio files? Yeah, this is me reading the fanfic for you. Don't worry. I made sure there was no background noise. I made sure I was in monotone. Like, hope you like it. Marry me right now. Marry me right now. Or like, or not even just like reading it to me, just like, here, I found this fanfic that reminded me of you because like you like Shindeku and it has some of your tropes that you like, which is like, you know my tropes? You listen to my rants about fanfictions to the point where you know my tropes? Hee. Marry me. I wouldn't be the only one. Like, tell me, you guys, if somebody whom is a decent person, obviously, like, this person could be a douchebag and they do this to me and I don't give a shit because, like, you're a bitch. Like, just because you put a bow on it doesn't mean you're less of a shit. Your shit could be pink, but it's still shit. But, as I'm saying, right, but, like, what would you guys do if, like, somebody literally just went, hey, it's Valentine's Day, I know you like this ship, and I know you like these tags, or tropes, if you don't use AO3, but, like, these tags, so here's this fanfic, or for those who solely do podfics, here's this podfic I found of those tropes and things and stuff that you enjoy and stuff, and the ship that you enjoy. Yeah, no, marry me. Marry me. Like, not even just, like, marry me. It's just like, oh, well, feelings got caught. Huh. Because for me, I really, really love gestures like that. For me, I love when people do that. I think my love language, receiving, is, acts of service. Definitely. It's like a little tie between acts of service, gift receiving, and, physical touch. And quality time. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to place them perfectly. I know for me, showing love is a lot of acts of service, quality time, and gift giving and physical touch, right? Fuck words of affirmation. Receiving them, I don't like them that much, but I also do like receiving them. I don't know, it's weird. I just know that one of my high ones is, I think acts of service, as I said, when like receiving, like acts of service and physical touch has to be up on there. Like, oh my god, really? Really? And for giving, I guess I'll have to do physical touch and then acts of service. So yeah. Just say, if anybody who knows me and like is like obviously my age, I don't know. No, the only people I know are my friends. No, that's weird. Okay, no, because it's Shadow. Ew, no, he's like a brother to me. Cielo, no. Vel, no. That's it. That's my dating pool. That is my dating pool. That is sad. That is sad. Those in high school, be fucking lucky. You have a huge dating pool. I don't. I don't even go to college. I don't have a dating pool. My dating pool is Vale, Shadow, Candy. Vale, Shadow, Candy. That is my dating pool. That is my 3 friends who are of age. All 3 of them, I wouldn't date. I wouldn't date Cielo. Shadow is like literally like a brother to me. Well, no, yeah, Shadow's like literally like a brother to me. Not to mention, man is old. He's only a year older than me. I always tell him he's like an old grandpa, and he tells me that I'm like a fucking baby. It's a little bit. We're siblings. We could be mean to each other. It's our jobs. But no, yeah, like, what would you guys react? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's like a huge gesture. I'd be like super like, hi. I love that, right? Like, I feel like I would appreciate that a whole lot more than like you giving me like flowers and chocolates. Don't get me wrong, I like flowers and chocolates, but like the only thing that could top off the fanfiction, like if you wanted to give me flowers and chocolates, it had to be my favorite flowers, which by the way, have fun with that. They're not that common, especially in bouquets. I have never seen them in bouquets. I've only ever seen them once in bouquets. Once, and that was at a funeral. At a funeral. And I was like, oh, well. No, they weren't even in the bouquets. No, yeah, they were. Never mind. They were in the bouquets. Never mind. Sorry, drinking juice. Awkward silence. So like obviously my favorite flowers and then my favorite chocolate, which have fun with that, by the way, because as I said, my flowers is going to be the one that really gets you. Right? I don't really see them in bouquets that much. But no, yeah. I think that's it. We are approaching the end because obviously the next chapter is the last one. And we're actually going to do a genfic. So it's not going to be a BKDK one that takes over in this slot. No, it is a BKDK one that takes over this slot. Yes, I'm thinking of Just a Concerned Citizen. My bad. Sorry, my bad. Yes, a BKDK one takes over this. And it is... Let me read some of the tags for you. I'll just read the tags and then tomorrow I'll read the summary. So, Alternative Universe, Boy Band. Stalking. Mentions of eating disorders. Okay, well, great. Fluff, attempted murder. What the fuck? Probably slow burn? Question mark, slow burn. Mutual pining, hurt, comfort, secret relationship. Self-esteem issues. Dude. I kind of forgot some of these tags. Literally the first one just like, AU, boy band. AU, stalking. Mentions of eating disorder. Fluff, attempted murder. Slow burn? Probably. Slow burn. Mutual pining, hurt, comfort. Secret relationships. Self-esteem issues. I love that. I love that. Alright, I'll leave you guys. As always, my friends, what? As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.